Good morning, good afternoon. Welcome to another day. Good morning, good afternoon. Welcome to Sunday. What's up? Yeah,
You having a good day.
I don't know about anybody else, but I got bars.
You got bars, huh?
Yeah, think about it. I just made a number one hit song.
Okay.
I seen a song for 2 minutes. I think I could make a 2 minute song. Make a meal off the deal.
Make a meal off the deal. Okay.
Yeah.
Wear Carolina blue dress too?
Nah, I don't do Carolina.
Oh, you just do blue?
I don't do.
You wear the jersey. It's close enough. Wearing the dress. So.
The greatest jersey on God's green earth.
The Christian ain't the one with the hole in the back. Oh, okay, I got you.
Yeah. Sorry. We see some number one prospects coming out of North Carolina this year, right?
No prospects for what?
Exactly.
Hey, I got a question though. How did it feel to watch the national championship game? You weren't in.
You're right. It felt bad. It felt worse when I see y'all got beat by 50 points.
How does it feel?
Kansas beat y'all by 30, right?
How does it feel?
Y'all shouldn't even been there. You wasn't even gonna put up a fight.
How does it feel?
I don't know. Me and Hubert Davis with his white wife.
What? Hey, but question. So, what time was your game after that one? Oh, okay. Just one thing. Let's carry on. Okay. So, what's the conversation about? What we talking about then? Okay, then. Thank you. So, yeah. So that's something. What we talking about then? The point is that regardless, y'all weren't there.
You're right.
There was no game after that game. After that game, there was no other game. The season
is right. No, I'm not. I can't dispute that, y'all.
So you can say, "Oh yeah, we got number one prospects." All you want, but guess what? We have a returning team next year. Guess what? We'll get it next year.
Yeah. Okay.
You want to put a bet on it?
Yes.
Oh really? What you willing to lose on this? Now how about this? Either whose team does better? Because what's to say that neither team makes it? Okay. Whoever does better next season.
Right.
What is the wager on? What are you willing to lose? We have witnesses.
Let's see.
Think about it, and get back to me since you know so much.
No problem. Yeah.
But you are willing to lose the house and the truck.
I'm not willing to lose nothing because nothing's gonna be lost.
Okay. What are you willing to give up? Lose possession of?
It's not losing when you put on a sure thing.
Okay. Let's get on with the subject.
So, rappers are having a bad time lately.
It's not a bad stay home fault. Go ahead, man.
From being shot up, being set up, to having multiple baby mamas, to RICO charges, and Young Thug is in the news with
your favorite rapper in the world.
What's the other guy, Gunna?
Like Christian Lake and Bobby earlier of mumble rap. Like that, don't you? Like that? I said that about you.
That's pretty good.
Put together.
Yeah. You're on top. Everybody hate. Oh, bars. Oh, when you on top.
They on top of each other. Oh, bars.
So, is it that you can't leave the streets alone, or is it the fact that the streets won't leave you alone?
Okay.
Or is that the same thing?
I think it's the same. It goes vice versa. Because if you think about it, we talk about this time and time again. It's like people, when you come up in the world, and it didn't have to be nothing major, even just a little bit. A lot of people feel that you should pay it, not pay forward, but pay it back. And people don't understand yeah, you had a little team and you was on the street, and that's one thing if your team was there to support you. But the thing is, if you feel that's a debt to them, within that debt there should be some kind of stipulation. That's the thing. Because the thing about it, if I come up off the street, you coming up off the street like too, And the thing is, what Dunk Douglas being accused of is basically you involved in illegal activities, whether you're bankrolling organized crime or disorganized crime, 'cause you got caught, or you out there doing some nonsense you don't have no business doing. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't make any sense, And what people don't understand is when you make the way you come about the means often tells you how long the means it determines how the means are going to be kept. If it makes sense, it don't make any sense. That fast money is not always the best money, and it's never the long lasting money. If you don't understand, there's no long game in illegal activities, no matter how much activities you got going on, no matter how much it's making you at the present time.
But Jay-Z made it.
There's always going to be exception to the rule.
So why can't we be the exception to the rule?
Because there's not too many. It's just how it always works. It's not always. You think about it. The way that things are done nowadays, and people don't understand. Like, in my understanding, in my eyes, when somebody knows that you're involved in the activity, especially law enforcement, they may start off stopping you and arrest you a couple times. Once it's been determined that you're actually going to invest your time in your life and continue the activity, what are they going to do? Start watching you more. Invest time in building a case against you. So when it comes to time when you be that big time arrest, that head they put on the wall, that stuffed animal they have on the plaque on the side, that's what you will become.
So what you're telling me is that the first time you get knocked, you pretty much a snitch from that point on.
No, that's not you a snitch, because a lot of people don't necessarily tell. There's occasions people tell, but I mean, you claim to be about that life. You know what the rules are.
Well, let me explain snitching.
Okay.
Snitching is once you get caught. So we all love Paid in Full. Paid in Full, Paid in Full, yay, because they live their real life. Okay. So since we're going to take that for face value, there was a scene in Paid in Full.
Right.
Where Kermit the Frog, that's what he called him Kermit. He got out of jail.
Right.
He wanted to get down.
Right.
My man said, no.
Right.
We're gonna give you money, but
right.
You hot right now.
Right.
Because he knew he was a snitch. See, when people think about snitching, they think people talking, but once you get caught, and like you said, I already built the case against you, right. You're snitching. Because I'm watching every move you're doing. So now you're leading me to it. Instead of being a good, smart person and saying, I have to bow out. Because
that's when we look at it. Okay.
But no, you're going to keep doing it and putting everybody in danger. Because now you get knocked, and then it's like you get knocked, and then you get let out. And you're like, wow, I got let out. So I'm back to business when they tagging you now.
Okay, I can see what you're
kind of like, you know how they do some animals, they catch them, tag them, and then go back in a while and let them go.
Track them, yeah. Track this.
Niggas, you are being tracked.
Okay. But yeah, but back to this. And people, the YSL meant is for his label. But the thing is, somehow, you're affiliated with drug activity.
Yeah, because
even just a little bit.
That's a drug affiliate. But
to see the thing, in a way, in a sense, they say the difference is in the name. But the thing is, people don't understand. If you affiliate or associate with gang members and gang activity, or all the above, you're in there. You people don't understand. When you start throwing up gang signs, and you start wearing specific colors, and you start using certain slang and what's the other word? Slang and
Ebonics.
No, I would say it's Ebonics slang, but what's the
Street code?
No, man, you killed it. Hold on, back up. Derelict.
I'm about to go get these jelly beans.
Yeah, but either way, and people don't understand. No matter how much you change, and somebody's always gonna let you know what the code is.
Of course,
the code's always gonna get out. Because why it's gonna be a thing that that sounds, and that's the thing. People want to be affiliated with the streets nowadays because that's the thing that's getting the attention, getting the money, getting the notoriety. Not necessarily money, just the notoriety.
So you're saying these aren't really street dudes; these are just dudes who want to be street connected, like Chris Brown.
It could be, and that could be the case. But you got to understand these things. But even still, no matter who it is, there's always rules to being connected to the street, even though you're not in the street. Like for instance, your boy 6ix9ine. He learned what it meant to be a part of the street.
He was in the streets.
Of course, he was. Yeah, he was in the streets, but he wasn't in the streets like he.
I don't blame that. I don't blame 6ix9ine. I blame every black male that stood next to that Mexican.
Okay, but I can see what you're saying. But this is the thing. There's always that one decision, that little smiley, this little tiniest choice that leads to that big ass mistake you run into.
No, I agree.
And that's what happened to him. So
I'm glad you brought up 6ix9ine. So 6ix9ine snitches, right?
Well, I guess so. I don't know.
Casanova gets locked up.
Uh-huh.
Taxone gets locked up.
Okay.
Thugger is now locked up. Gunner is locked up. Get my drift?
Okay.
6ix9ine is out.
Right.
These are people 6ix9ine probably hung around, heard about things like that. Nobody put two and two together yet. But y'all let that Mexican hang out with y'all. The picture before he took with a whole group of black men, he was in a polo shirt and khakis going to school.
Man, he had potential. You can make him, make him famous.
Yeah, and that's why the street code is full of crap. And I thought about that. So RICO cases, we know RICO cases are, you may not have pulled the trigger, however, you was in the loop. That's how they've been getting a lot of people, with drug money and things like that. So you may not have sold the drugs, however, you funded your business through that. Yeah. You're a known associate, so I'm gonna catch you. He just caught a body. The Bobby Smurder mysteries. Make a song about everybody that catch a body. They get on stage and be like, it was just a song. And New York pinned half of the dead bodies on everybody that he rapped about. Wow. Now, going back to being a snitch, Bobby Smurder did not snitch. He took more time to let Rowdy Rebel out. Could have let Rowdy Rebel stay in because he's garbage in music. But hey, Bobby, I'm not mad at you. You stuck to the street code. The same street code that's dogging you out right now because you ain't dropped a hot album because you can't be around known gang affiliates. So you can't even be around Rowdy Rebel. You can't even be around your producer anymore. The only thing you could do is just make TikTok videos and dance because technically you can't be around no gang people because if they catch you, you can't even drink alcohol. But the streets are clowning you. The same streets that you protected, they're clowning you. Boy, black people, we are dumb. Well, aren't these high value males that the late Kevin Samuels was talking about? Because they make over 100,000. They got choices.
They say they make over 100,000. Because my thing is this: you making all this money. Why even associate with nonsense like that?
That's actually a very interesting question, and that's the scary part.
And that's the thing. And people don't understand. What we don't understand, and what I understand about us is we feel that we got to keep it real. Well, people don't understand this. When you start getting into these high tax brackets, we said this before, your circle changes.
Supposed to.
It's supposed to change. It's supposed to change. And not necessarily that you dead one. It's just you just associate in a different circle, a different realm of folks. And my thing is, you get mad back a few years back when Jay-Z put out the 444 album, do away with the money phones, and he's trying to kick, because and what you feel to understand is he, in a sense, he realizes the error of his rhymes in a way. It's not that the rhymes were bad, it's just he knows he was part of what the issue is, So in a sense, he put that album out to kind of say, this is the code of how I got about where I'm at now. Because you think about him, Jay-Z could rhyme about it all day, but we all know that he's no longer in the streets. He just entertaining. No, I'm pretty sure that he's not, because he knows because you think about it, the way he goes about conducting himself. He knows that if he gets anywhere near or if any kind of affiliated with anything illegal, it kind of tears everything down that he's built up image-wise up until this point. And that's what people don't understand. In the image always matters, because you want to bring people in to be a part of what you got going on, to order what? Gain more capital, gain more wealth, the gain to solidify your legacy.
No, I agree with you. I'm just gonna play devil's advocate real quick.
Play devil's advocate.
But white people get to hang out with killers and murderers and child molesters, and they don't.
But see, that's not understand. That's white people. Let that be them.
Okay, so
it is. And see, this is the thing. Let's stop trying to do what everybody else is doing.
Okay, I'm not.
Let's conduct yourself different, if not better. And that's the thing we keep running into. We gotta do what the next or what the other is doing. No, we stay in our lane. Now, if they happen to come into our lane and do by all means, but we conduct ourselves, and that's what we need to get back to doing. And nothing against it. For me, it's not against white people, nothing, because by all means, I think everybody is curious about the next culture they see before them. You want to know. Some people actually want to indulge and get mixed up in what the culture has. But at the same time, we've got to go about, because I feel a lot of times our culture, we get so mixed up in what everybody else has got going on that they don't realize a lot of times those same cultures are living, feeding, and whatever else off our culture as well. So, I mean, for some reason, we did something right, but now we're doing something wrong.
So, I can't make it out the hood.
Yes, you can, because you can, and they need to stop saying that, because the thing is, like I told you, I understand it's cool for the hood to support you, and they bought every whack mixtape that you put out, but necessarily mean that you have to continue to stay there. You have to continue to participate in or be acknowledging of any activity that goes on there, because you got to see the bigger picture when you get in certain positions, and that's what people don't understand. When they say things about Jay-Z when he said. The man realized the big picture. It's cool about rapping about all these drugs and these cars and loose women and these designers I'm wearing, but none of that stuff I'm doing supports the community. It doesn't uplift or hold the things of the culture. It doesn't hold any real value. The only thing he might have probably spent in his past that hold value is probably watches he has. That's in the past, So, but we never know.
So it's Jay-Z's fault.
You can't blame Jay-Z. Because we can't be monkey see, monkey do. And that's the thing. We can't blame a specific person. Rakim and his rhymes used to talk about, used to do braggadocio. Braggadocio is never a thing that's always been a part of hip hop as a culture. But it's never to a thing where it's a materialistic thing where all you rhyme about is, like I said, they incorporated in Rakim's rhymes, but it's never what his rhyme was specifically about. Or hey, the next up and coming designer, you want to throw his name out there because he's giving you free clothes or he's getting, whatever. You know what I mean? Yeah, it has its, trade-offs, but come on. What's next, Mr. Devil's Advocate?
So whose fault is it?
It's anyone's fault that said Jay-Z. Stop blaming Jay-Z.
I'm gonna lay this at his feet.
You gonna lay that at his feet?
He's at his feet.
It's like I blame Christian Laettner for being what it is.
Great. Okay, see, that's awesome. I mean, we're on the same page. I laid the rap game at
Gay may be the word, but not great. Maybe greatly gave that, but not great.
He's excited and
he's very excited to see Brian every time he sees.
They got families.
They do got family. They got a family together. Brian is the mommy, Christian's the daddy.
Nah, this is all Rockefeller's fault.
You old Brand, dude. Oh, right. Shut your ass.
And state property.
You said shut up. You put a Puff Daddy in it. You put Biggie's name in there or Little Kim.
Because Jay-Z stole his rhymes.
Or Nas.
Nas didn't really rap about that.
Really?
I'm protecting Nas.
You protecting Nas?
Yeah.
What album did you not listen to? Did you not listen to?
It's Mobb Deep's fault.
Really? So you gonna blame Mobb Deep? How you gonna blame Mobb Deep? Who else you gonna put in there? We should put Fat Joe in there too?
Crack, yes, definitely. I'm putting Crack in there. Capone and Noriega, The War Report.
The War Report. We also put on the list. Just keep building the list.
Yeah, I'm building the case.
Building the case?
I'm building the case.
So, okay, so you build a Rico case.
Yes, I'm building a Rico. That's exactly what I'm doing.
So we gonna throw Ludacris in there too?
T.I.
T.I. gonna throw Luke in there too? 2 Chainz.
I'm surprised he ain't getting into the Me Too movement. 2 Chainz. But so
because we'll go. Well, look, go ahead. See what you need to say, man.
So rap is interesting because rap has.
It's the new lottery, man.
True, it is. It's so for me. I look at rap as being one of those that music genres where yes, it has a lot of vulgar stuff in it. However, it's not the only vulgar. A lot of music trends have vulgar in it. I mean, heavy metal is very vulgar. What they call that other type of heavy metal, even some of the country music is very vulgar. I mean, every genre has its vulgarness in it. Rap tend to be put out a lot more because it's more black people, and we allow it.
You know why? Because we allow this. We're like you said, where people are more interested, like you said, in the vulgarity that goes on, the disparity that happens, the parodies that go on. It's always now to point to what's the latest beef, who's beefing with who.
So I'm glad you brought that up.
Okay.
Because in the past 3 years, we've seen over 50 plus rappers, whether we know them or not, they're rappers dying.
Okay.
From being shot to health issues, just dying. And it seems like no matter what, it doesn't stop people in the music industry from going down that same path. We've seen this Rico case before. If we just use recently with Casanova, and You see it, you hear about it, and you still convinced. Even look at what 6ix9ine. You see it.
Mm-hmm.
Troy Ave and Taxstone.
Right.
So it's like you see it, you know it. Why would you even? Honestly, I think black people were stupid. We used to say your phone tap. Can't use no regular phone. Y'all remember when DMX said that? I can't use no regular phone. That went over people's heads. They was like, It was like, oh my God, what's a regular phone? He knew he was being tapped. He knew he was being watched. He knew. So he's like, when the man called his house, he said, he get knocked and he called my house. Think about that. That's what they doing. They snitching on themselves. They can't wait to tell. Well, they tell it in their music. They tell it in their lifestyle. They can't wait to tell it. They want everybody to know. Right. They just want people to know. There used to be a code. It used to be a code. It used to be like, we don't want nobody to know what we're doing. Right. Because I don't want people to know what I'm doing. Now we want to videotape it. Right. They talked about the people who was trying to carjack, and I think somewhere recently, trying to carjack the Rolls Royce. And I was watching some video. This lady was at the pump. They tried to carjack her, and she pulled the gas out and sprayed it all over. I said, "Yo, I would have found the match and lit their ass on fire."
You want the car that much?
Yeah, we going down together. But it's to the point where I think they like it. I think they want to go to jail. I honestly think they want to go to jail. You cannot tell me that you have not learned. You get a certain amount of money, you start thinking differently. Like, I can't use no regular phone. You can't call my house with that. If you in the streets, cool, but we can't be seen together. These were old codes. Right. But now you shoot a man, you on stage with the guy the next day. And he rapping about it. Yeah, he just do. That's how they sound too. Then they go to jail. And then they be like, who snitched on me? Press play. And we got witnesses over here to corroborate what you just rapped about. Mm. I like ignorant music. I work out to it. Matter of fact, I work out to Pusha T. He ain't sold drugs a day in his life, but he's still selling drugs to me, and we sell drugs together every day.
So if you're going off your head, y'all making drug runs?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You a drug mule? You a drug mule?
Nah, I ain't a drug
mule.
We doing it together. We ride it out.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
You ride around with the bags of coke.
Oh, yeah. Okay. And then before I actually
Jay-Z in the back seat.
Of course. Okay. Teaching us how to wash it. Okay. You know what I'm saying? We gotta wash the money, Excuse me. And then Crack done taught me how to cook it. Woo! That's how I be. And then before I go to work, I have to put on I'll be sure to get light skin again. Because I can't go into work like that trapping. But so I'm not gonna be a hypocrite and say I don't like the music. However, I think that right now more people want to live the life. It used to be, remember when they used to say, I'm reporting? That was NWA famous line. We're reporting it. Right. We're reporting it. So it went from reporting what was happening to letting people know this is what's going on to actually know this is what I'm doing.
Okay. They're self-reporting, man, you know.
That's self-deprecation.
They want you to know we going through the struggle at the time, you know. Run around with kilos, like you said, in the back seat.
Everybody got kilos. How everybody got kilos? Like,
you know,
everybody got kilos.
Y'all gonna ride up to meet Murder Meek Mills up in Philly, you know.
Oh yeah, he killed me. 1 minute he want to save black people, next minute he want to do willies on a bike illegally, and then another minute he wants to sell me drugs. God dog, Meek, get it together, man. You're not Tupac. He's the only one that can be bipolar. We only allowed one bipolar rapper, and we gave it to Tupac. Yes.
Yeah, man. So I mean, but I think the overall lesson or thing is, you make it to the top, you on top for a reason, and if that's the importance of where you want to be, position in life, then you need to make sure you're doing it. They need to understand, and regardless of who your friends are, how you go back, there's got to be an understanding.
So you keep using that term, and I get what you're saying, but here's the question I want to ask: are y'all really friends? Because if I'm a friend, for instance, let's just make it normal for people.
Okay.
If I have a friend and he's out there doing, mess around with a whole bunch of women and everything, I will hope he wouldn't put me in a situation where I'm around these women. Like, he'll have enough decency to say, you know what, yeah, this is my lifestyle, but when you're around, I'm not going to let you, I'm going to make sure, because I know you got a home and everything, and I don't want to bring that to your doorstep. That's what friends do.
Right.
These ain't friends. Because if you make a meal, if I see, but that goes back to in the community, that's what it used to be. You see somebody,
but the thing is,
slingshot.
I understand, but you have a good point. But the thing is, what I said before, necessarily, you don't have to come back to the hood to support the neighborhood.
But do you have to come back to the hood anyway?
No, and that's what I'm saying. Because you think about it, that's how your circle is going to change. Because the thing about it is, you're going to run into the influential people that's going to talk to you about that. Like, hey, there are people that actually vet you before they allow themselves to associate with you. The minute they contact somebody and introduce you to them, okay, this is so and so, this is the guy I'm telling you about, whatever. Okay, all right. So you know what I would do? I'll go back, hey, this is so and so, I met them today in such and such place. I need to know everything about them.
No, I get what you're saying, but it's just the reason why I'm asking that question is because when you have situations where people feel like you owe them something, like, I protected you in the streets. You hear that a lot, I protected you in the streets. Okay, I got that.
That's understandable.
But when is that debt paid off?
Why has it got to be a debt?
Because that's how they're treating it. Because if you bring up to me what you did for me, that's
so
a debt.
Then necessarily you're not my friend then.
That's my point.
Yeah, you're not my friend. So
my
son, if you would have sit there and walked with me, hey, because I let you stay at my house, because I let you do that, you owe me for life. You hand me, but this is what you owe me, and it's the amount of your house, the worth of your house. Was I ever your friend? You say, oh no, there's no time on it. This is what you owe me. So if you ever make it, this is what you owe me.
No,
and then you hand me your truck note too, with everything what your truck worth, everything that I've used, your price, you throw in the electric bill, the water bill,
I'm throwing the 2022 version.
Whatever you decide to do. Whatever you decide.
If I'm
obviously you say,
I'm gonna be foul. I'm at least trying to be foul.
Exactly. So you make it. See, like you said, that's foul. That's foul. Because my thing is this: if I get to a certain point and you still and I was like, I'm gonna be the friend I am. I said, look, this is the option I'm gonna give you. I can feed you for a week, or I can show you how to feed yourself for life. So that means, okay, let's say I give you $1 million. What you do with it is your choosing. You can break it off into the street. You can go out and start a business, or you can blow it all and be right back in the street a month or 6 months later. It's up to you. Or how about this? I bring you on, leave the streets alone. Look, we figure out what you can do in along the lines and keep you in the mix, and we go from there. And when the opportunities that come about, it's up to you to take the opportunity. Or if you come about opportunity that you know that benefits you, by all means, just keep me in the loop. Because I'm not necessarily going to ask for a piece,
right?
But I want to make sure that it's going to benefit you in the correct way.
No, I agree with that, and I mean that's how it should be.
And that's how a lot of people, the real ones, like your boy Jay-Z.
No, I mean, I know.
Boy Jay-Z.
No, I mean,
you know.
I mean, I'm not. No. I like Jay-Z. He's
you know. I'm just putting that just to let you know.
He's the 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 10th favorite.
And there's certain people that's been in his circles. There's certain things they've even said, like there's things that they saw the potential in that Jay-Z just wasn't interested in. He said, well, then you go ahead and do what you do with it.
Yeah, I mean, no, I get that part. I'm just saying that let's just keep it real. These record labels, these artists be starting to bullshit. What real artists are you signing to these labels? You're not. You actually set them up to fund.
Yeah.
Because if anybody who set up, who came out of Dream Chasers?
I don't know.
Exactly. Who came out of YSL? I thought that was a perfume.
Young Thug?
Exactly. So that's my point. You don't even try to hide it anymore. And that's the problem I'm having with them. They're not even trying to hide it.
But that's what he chose to bankroll. That's what he chose affiliate. DC, like I said, it always goes back to what? Choice.
No, you're right.
It's always a choice. And then like I said, if you're really serious about your business, you'll be about your business. You know, there's nothing wrong. And like that's just like you saying you're doing something to say you're doing it. And that's basically more or less what you're saying you're doing. He's saying, I got this label to say I got a label. Oh, yeah, I got so-and-so under me, whatever. We put out all these mixtapes, but we're not doing any major moves. But we get caught up in major trouble.
Yeah. It's just crazy to me.
So, I mean, hey, if they feel they need a bankroll, you know, glacier size, iceberg glacier size, size cocaine, cocaine stacks, by all means, go about doing it. Because they're going to let you do it but for so long. And then they're going to do what they did a couple of days ago. They're going to arrest you, put it out there this happened to you, and guess what is going to happen?
That's my point. When you, at some point.
But people don't understand. They think everything's going to be different.
Oh, okay.
I think that's the point I think we're putting out there. Everybody thinks this situation is going to be different.
Okay, that's fair. I mean, no,
I agree with you. You think about it. Everybody thinks this situation is going to be different.
I'm gonna tell you, Young Thug had a warning, and he didn't heed his warning.
Of course,
when his baby mother got shot,
but
they killed. That was his warning.
People don't understand. Before the bottom falls out, you're gonna see a little drop come from the bottom of the bucket, in the rusty bucket, or if it's plastic, you're gonna see. Okay, you actually can't find where the drop is coming from, but it's there. And then next time it rains, it trickles a little bit. Okay, you see a little crack, you know what, it's gonna hold up. I ain't coming. You know what? I just stick a little super glue on it. Okay. Gets hot again, gets real hot. The super glue kind of expands a little bit. It's another little small hole. The major storm comes through. Guess what? This time it's a hard storm. Now there's a big hole. Now the hole goes from being so big, now it expands and busts the bottom. And guess what? The bottom's falling out of your bucket.
No, I agree with you, man. It's just.
So, like you said, he had his warning.
He did. I mean, look at all these rappers like in Chicago all getting shot and killed. And it's like, at what point it's not about the money anymore.
No, because you think about it. Remember, they're more concerned with being famous, being known, get my name put in a song, being glorified if I get killed or if I kill somebody. We glorify the negatives and ignorance that we were about. We perpetuate, the situations. People are trying to sit there and figure out how we get away from all this negativity.
I have a theory.
What's that?
And I'm gonna do what Stephen A said. I'm gonna look into the camera. Dear Black people who are out here gang related, Why don't you kill the people who are doing these mass shootings? Why don't you kill these white people who have terrorized us? Why don't you do that? If you want to kill somebody, kill them. Why haven't you? Why they could walk up in a church and kill us and y'all don't retaliate? They could walk up in a supermarket and kill us and I don't see y'all getting together and retaliating. How they could get away with choking us out in the streets? How can they get away with putting us in the back of a police cruiser and going down bumpy roads and stuff until we break our necks? How can they get away with killing our young kids? How? And y'all not doing anything about it? Because y'all pussies.
Damn, that's harsh.
Because the only thing y'all can do is kill people who look like you. Because it's easy. It's easy to kill me. I'm in your neighborhood. So you're a pussy. And as long as you keep going out there and doing what you're doing, I will always consider you a pussy. Because we're getting killed on a daily basis. People walking in the churches. I just got hit on my phone. Somebody just walked up in the church in California.
Damn.
They walking up in public places shooting us. You got a white kid that could carry a semi-automatic and just gun down people in the midst of a rally, and y'all don't do nothing. Pusha T, where you at? I would call Young Thug, but we know where he at.
Thug is getting thug, baby.
He about to be, yo. Oh man, I feel bad for him right now. Somebody has that cover of him in that dress. Boy.
I remember that best friend video y'all told me about?
Yeah. Oh, thugger. You better start telling on the world. Because prison can go two ways for you. You could be the most popular cellmate or the most abusive cellmate.
Could be both.
Yeah. But I just don't understand why we have to do this to each other to the point where we're losing a lot of black men.
Wow, you know what? And something's done to me. You said that when you talk about we kill our own. We like, riding in the vehicle. Somebody was talking about how the alligator, when it gets to a certain point, the only animal that's been known to have a killer instinct, if it comes down to it, feeds on its own young.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't realize that either.
Wow.
If it gets so dead to the point, the brain, no, I'm not gonna go out there and look for something to eat. Oh, my offspring becomes something to eat. So I mean, you kind of could look at it in that sense as well. Necessarily, we're feeding on our own kids, but we're feeding on, the other generations, or the other generations are feeding on us, or however you want to see it.
Yeah, that's exactly what we're doing.
I mean, or looking at anacondas versus the alligators, in Florida. Just to the point now that, anacondas are hunting alligators, and alligators are hunting anacondas. That's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah. But that's where we're at, man. It's just it's dispiriting because when you start looking at it and it's like, man, every time you turn around, you're seeing black men who you thought was successful in a sense, or their version of success. And now all of a sudden they're done.
Because we don't change. Because people don't understand. You got to change your mentality. And I think people don't understand. It's like when you reach with that level of success, what you think success. What I said before is you always need to have what's the next step.
Right.
To some people that's it for them. That's all for them. That's okay. I can get up at any time of the day, do what I want to do for the remainder of my life. That's just a thought, and then not necessarily be true. I can do a show here and there for 40,000, 50,000, and I'll be up. I'll be up by the end of the week. By the end of the month, I'll be all the way up. You know. So I mean, and I'm thinking that's the mentality he has. You know, he's good now because at any given time he can get anywhere from 5 to 6 figures for a show. Somebody needs appearance, he'll charge them for it, depending on who it is. And still, hey, I'll run the street, hang out, go smoke weed with the fellas on the block. Hey, shoot off a couple rounds or two.
I just
donate to the cause.
They kill me, and it's not going to stop. They're going to keep getting a RICO case is the easiest case for the feds to do, because all they got to do is just say that she was there financially, spiritually. I mean, they just
associated.
You just did that. Like they do RICO cases. They're doing RICO cases. Like that's how. Matter of fact, that's actually how they almost single-handedly took that was RICO cases with the mob. Mm. At some point, you have to say, look, someone comes to you and say, yo, man, I don't want to know what you did. Why are you trying to be funny? I don't know. I don't want to know nothing.
Right.
That's how they used to be. Like, we can't talk like that. Like, everybody talk about this street code, but the more and more I see is that there is no code anymore. It's whatever benefits me at that time.
Right.
I think the best person to sum this whole thing up is game. Whatever benefits me at the time. Like, we could be friends, and then if I don't like something about you, tomorrow I'll just rap about you and make a song about you. And then we could be friends again, and then I could go over here. It's like there's no loyalty. And that's the scary part. It's the fact that there's no loyalty. And me not being in the industry or street connected, and I can see that there's no loyalty, then people who are in the streets or in this industry that are street connected, you would think that they would be smarter than me.
Well, but I mean, dog, at this point, that's just what it is. I mean, see, we always make, when we're in a position like that, we always make decisions that we feel benefits me being affiliated with the wrong thing. And that's all it comes back to. It's definitely your argument, because they just don't give you a RICO case because you happen to be boys with somebody. No, you happen to be boys with somebody and you got involved in activities in one way or the other, or like you said, or we have knowledge of, so some parts of it,
The first time, and the first time someone come home from jail, you should already look at them and be like, look, you can't be around me. Not because I don't want you around me. It's just that you're home, but you're never let go. Once you've been in the system, they tag you for life. So they always are watching you. They're always, you hear stories about 5-10 years later, the cops will just roll up on the guy and just be like, hey, just keep your nose clean. Well, what are you talking about? Yeah, we're watching you. But it's like people don't care anymore. So there's no code, no street code, no things like that. So I feel bad for these kids, man.
Well, you feel bad for them, man. It's more than something else. We didn't keep that dead horse in there.
All right. So what else?
I mean, what else in the world, man? Let's talk about these mass shootings. It's like she said, you just got a message from them just California just now. Yep. Then there was one 2 days ago in Buffalo, and then 2 days before that, the one in Milwaukee. So I'm gonna ask you this question. Now, the one in Buffalo was race related. The one in Milwaukee is saying it's a possibility it may be hate crime. Now, the thing is, Is it something that now, without going to think of arming up, taking away guns?
Oh no, I don't believe in taking away guns.
Okay.
I know that.
Do you feel that there is such a deterrent in preventing such crimes?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
You honestly think those okay? Why do you feel such things can now? Certain to an extent, I can see what you're getting at, but what? Let me hear your point of view.
So,
because mind you, these people acted on. They're not like they're part of groups that we know, far as we know, for the moment. Now, because you think about it, and let's take on the other hand, think about a lot of individuals that acted on behalf of Al Qaeda that necessarily weren't affiliated with Al Qaeda,
right.
but believed in the same things in the past, like the guy with the shoe bomb, and some other occasions. So, with that being said, do you really feel those kind of individual crimes are predictable?
Yes.
Really? With the Minority Report or something like that?
No.
Okay.
And it's funny because I was reading a little bit of it, and the guy, and for at least for the Buffalo one, Buffalo one, he was staking out the place first. Here's why I think it's you can have a deterrent. Let's say in my neighborhood, all of us are gun owners in my neighborhood. Let's just say we're all gun owners in our neighborhood. What's the chances of us being robbed?
Great.
Actually, less.
You think so?
Yeah. You know why?
Why?
Because a robber don't want to get in a shootout with you.
Okay, I understand that.
Because if I know going into that particular place, I'm going to have to fight, it's not worth doing. I'm robbing you because I don't want to do nothing hard. That's the truth. I mean, I could be working, but I want to rob you because I don't do nothing hard. That's just a light case. So with these mass shootings, big picture, you can't stop nobody from doing anything. However, I do think that if we as Black people, and I'll just keep it with us.
Right.
Because if we as Black people actually had more of a deterrent as far as within the law and with personal gun ownership, I do believe that those activities will be less in our community as far as them coming to do us. I believe that Dylann Roof would not have done what he did if we were serious about gun towing. I do believe that.
So a gun in the church?
Why not?
I don't know. Is there something in the Bible against having weapons in the church? Okay.
If there is, then the most weaponized person is that pastor using the Bible for his. I'm sorry, but we could do that. However, the problem we have as Black people is we're too busy killing each other, arguing each other, that we're not banding together. There's no way on God's green earth these white people should be running up on large groups of us and getting away. There's no way on God's green earth they should be. We haven't been known to kill people over Jordans. We've been known to kill people over a block we didn't own, over a color. You mean to tell me that white boy could get away with shooting 5, 10 people and not one person is shooting him down? If he got shot down by one of us, you start seeing it deteriorate a lot more. Dylann Roof got shot by one of us, he'll probably go down a little bit more because now all of a sudden, they actually are armed. Yeah, you may get us, but you're not going to survive. The problem is they survive, write books, get GoFundMe accounts, live the good life. Despite what people think, Dylann Roof is in prison living the best life because he can't be in general population. Oh yeah, he ain't good. He got all the honey buns in the world,
Mhm.
and he gonna go claim crazy.
Yeah.
But because we allow them to live, even if in jail right now, if a black prisoner went up to him and just stabbed him and took another 20 years, that would have meant more than anything.
Mhm.
And that's our biggest problem is the fact that they could get off on us because guess what? The law's not protecting us, and they know that.
Mhm.
They know the law ain't gonna protect us. The law is probably the ones that put them up to it. Their best friend was probably on the cover. Yeah, you go ahead. I'll make sure you get 5 or 10 minutes. How can a police team show up on the scene knowing that there's an armed white person and make sure to capture him? But they could show up on the scene with a black man running and shoot him in the back and there ain't no weapon.
Good point.
And last time I checked, we still ain't fought that point and drove it home yet.
Mhm.
So you can't tell me that there's fear right now.
Oh yeah.
They don't care. They're like, they're gonna be taken care of. That's our problem, is because we allow them to get away with it. You know, George Zimmerman still walks this earth. People got mad when Spike Lee accidentally gave the wrong person address, but he was right to do it. He was wrong for giving the wrong person address. However, he was right to do it. Because truth is, how are you gonna sit up here and allow this man to live, knowing he took a child's life?
Mm.
But you know what happened? We allowed it to happen. He got off. He got to live his life.
Mhm.
And he became a millionaire.
Yeah.
As far as, them killing themselves in movie theaters and stuff like that, that's a different topic. But for them killing us, I think if we, and this is going to sound really bad, and at the end of New Jack City, Wesley Snipes already did what he did, and he got off.
No, we got a mistrial.
Mistrial.
You can get off. It was a mistrial.
The system works.
Yeah.
But Bill Cosby, not that one. Walked up on him and shot him.
Because he was an idolater.
Exactly. We need more of him. Take that L. Because somebody has to take the L. The problem we have in this society is we got people who want to sit up here and still march. Who the hell marching? Nobody. We got people who still want to sit up here and be like, hey, don't vote in for us. Okay, cool. And that's why right now they capture white people who do mass shootings and kill unarmed black people for child support. Walter Scott was child support. People realize that, right? He got shot in the back for child support.
Right. Yeah. Hey, good point.
What was it? Kenosha? Is that the name of the place, Wisconsin, a year ago, 2 ago?
Yeah.
Kid. They didn't even ask for his credentials. He didn't even own the rifle. Granted, he killed or shot 2 white people, killed one, I think. I don't know. I'm not for sure. But we didn't even say, you know what? That was really effed up. He just chilling. Round officers and stuff. Hat to the back with his pants sagging. Can't tell him nothing. But if he showed up dead 2 days later, I guarantee you the world would crumble.
Mm.
Because when you show, it's the Batman syndrome. Even though Batman don't kill people. Criminals, Gotham City has a lot of crime. I mean, it's like one of the worst crime cities in the world. But however, because Batman goes after the criminals that have done wrong and he actually captures them and publicly humiliates them, it kind of deters other people. to a certain extent.
Mm.
We need some Batmans. We need some people. Where these thugs at? Where y'all at?
Well, Young Thug just got arrested. So.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I mean, guys,
there's a Batman. Somebody arrested.
He probably was wearing Batman when they arrested him. But see, I think that's what it is, man. I know that's not going to happen because unfortunately, it's not in our DNA. And I don't mean like not in our DNA. I just mean that it's. Full disclosure, I've been listening to Malcolm X every day at work. Going before I go to work, I've been listening to his speeches every day. Even my daughter's like, I never heard him speak. I was like, yeah. She was like, how did you get speeches? I said, I went back in time machine and got them, and burned them to a CD. And I listened to a CD. But I've been listening to his speeches, and every time I listen to one, it opens up my eyes more and more. We adopted the wrong philosophy. Martin Luther King philosophy was the wrong philosophy.
I would say it's the wrong philosophy. No, and I'm going to stop, and I'm not saying stop here. And I see what you're saying, but I think both philosophies, because I think people don't understand. They can go hand in hand and coexist.
Okay.
But like I said, people we feel that I've got to be the one voice. Okay. And that's the thing. And let's put it that way. Let's put it this way. And I put it in the sense that it may understand. One was more cost effective than the other and immediate. Okay. As an immediate effect. One benefited style in the long run, but it wasn't visualized because everybody was worried about the immediate effect. Okay, I agree with you on that. And that's in my opinion. Okay. If you think about it, it's like, okay, so it's the lesser two evils. Yeah, so and those weren't evils. No, there wasn't. But for the person who didn't look like us, that was who was going to affect. Yeah, and I wouldn't even say necessarily them. It's just what can we afford to do? Can we afford to arm up and stand up for our rights, or can we just do it peacefully, walk miles, not ride buses? Sit in and whatnot. And I'm not that work. It worked, but at the same, like you said, but at the same time, you should have been going, hey, if it gets to the point we need to start adopting this mentality here, because sooner or later, either it's going to be understood, and sure, we're going to be allowed to be human, or hey, everything crumbles. Everything crumbles that stands before it. True. I mean, because something he said, we would never get respect in our communities or in the world if we don't stand up. And standing up, and he used the terminology. He said, going to jail for cracking them upside their head is a good thing. He said it's a good thing. Mm-hmm. He said you did good. And he used this point, and it's stay with me. He said, they'll come in your neighborhood, take your women, sleep with them, and everything. You can't go in their neighborhood and do that. No other race you can do that. Literally, in every other race, it's maybe tolerated to a certain extent, but it's not acceptable as it is in ours. And he said, they protect theirs. You go in a white neighborhood, get a white woman, they'll let you know. You go in a Hispanic, and the Hispanics are supposed to be closer to us, but they'll let you know. Don't let them nice Puerto Ricans fool you. They'll let you know. They'll let you know. Not all of them, but let you know. Asians the same way. So all these the same way. They all protect their communities. We don't. So the Asians, they have protectors of their communities. Hispanics have protectors of their communities. White people have protectors of their communities. Black people are bent over taking it in the ass from other people's communities. Okay. Let's keep it real. If you really think about it, every other community will have somebody that would
set things straight. Whether or not you agree with it, whether or not it's legal, they would do something like that. The Klan was birthed out of that to protect their community. Hispanics will let you know quickly, hey, you know what? We'll tolerate you for a little bit, but Asians the same way. And there's nothing wrong with that because that's what they feel. I never tell nobody how to feel. However, when it comes to us, we don't do that because we follow these principles in the Bible that says we have to turn the other cheek.
Yeah.
You know, when they march, see, this is how you know, this is how you know crazy the world is. Do you realize when the Klan, the Aryan nations, and all these people do their marches, they have weapons?
Yeah. Okay.
We marching with signs.
I mean, there might be a gun or two up beneath them sides, you know.
But see, they will proudly show their weapons and tell you this is my God-given right in my amendments to have this weapon. And they'll march with it down the street and dare them to take it. That's why we fall short because we don't do stuff like that. If you're gonna march, march. But I'm telling you, ain't nothing wrong with you marching with an AR-15. What they gonna do, especially when you showing the papers?
Yeah,
I got an AR-15. What's up? Got a Chrome 9, you know, customized too. I'm saying, I think and of course, this is not going to happen, unfortunately. So we'll go back to reality. That's my fantasy, but reality is the only thing we could do is honestly just tell people to watch the signs. If you start seeing someone visit something more than once and they're not buying nothing, don't go back to that place. You know, you start seeing people who don't look like you around this area a lot more, and they don't look like they're up to no good. Honestly, you're gonna have to call it out. The night that Dylann Roof shot up the church, they said they knew he was up to no good. They knew something. But they wanted to do the Christian thing. Sometimes the Christian thing is to bust him in his head.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll be allowed today. Sometimes we have to stop trying to turn the other cheek. That philosophy has gotten us where we're at now. They make fun of us on the internet. They make fun of us in the media. They clown us. They treat us like a joke. I'm just talking about the men. They have turned black men into a joke. And you got a black man like, rest in peace, Kevin Samuels, who would rather perpetuate this joke instead of calling out for what it is. It's a joke. We have become clowns. And it hurts because we're dying. We're dying. I mean, like, I don't even know how do you sit your child down and literally look at your child and say, there's a chance that you may encounter people who don't like you that wear a uniform that's supposed to protect you. You may encounter someone that may want to do some harm to you that may shoot up a building. Like, how do you have these conversations?
Good question. And I know, I think we're good. So anything else you need to get off your chest?
Nah, man, it's disparaging right now, man. Like I said, it's one of those things where when you really sit back and you think about it, man, where are we right now as a people?
We are where we are. I can tell you that time where we are where we are. And things get better, but not at the rate we want them to, because it's like you may win a battle somewhere, but you lose a battle elsewhere. And then when you go back to fight that battle and win it, the place you previously won the battle, you start another battle there. and you may lose that one as well. So we're not doing this thing together as a whole. So I mean, that's just where I'm at. So, but I don't give up.
I do agree that we're not giving up. We'll never give up.
So
We'll fight the good fight until we can't fight no more. But then we'll train the generation behind us to keep fighting. That's the goal in life. But you know what? On that note, this makes me realize something. We may never know peace in our generation.
no, we don't.
And that's scary.
Yeah.
Got some good news. Aubrey wants to join our show. So we'll link up with him and
Soon, okay.
and join
Well,
the show.
so that'll work. That'll definitely.
And we'll be hitting up Orlando and hopefully be getting a show out this week.
Okay.
By the way, we may be seeing a prototype of the shirt by tomorrow.
Okay. That's
Yeah,
what's up, merchandise.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. What else you got?
No, man. Relay. Look. Subscribe, share, watch some more, comment, good things to come, and that's pretty much it, man. You know, that's what I'm out. That's all that. I did say comment, right?
Yes.
Okay, so we good. That's why I'm done. I'm tired. Tired, boss. I was tired.
And Pete Davis loves black people.
He is black. His daddy was black. So why people try to play Pete Davis like he's white? I don't understand. You know, he's a very, very pale black man, but look, he may be a couple of shades lighter than your daughter, but that man is black. He's a very awkward black man, but he is.
You know what?
He is black.
I will say this. I don't know much about him.
I think he's blacker than Kanye at the moment. Let's go there.
Actually, that's what I was about to say. I have more respect for him because
He's honest with himself.
that part and the fact that he's treating Kim like she's the best thing on earth. And I think that's something that Kanye West has never done.
So you think she's bringing out the best of him?
No, I think he's actually doing I think he's bringing out the best in her.
Is he bringing out the best in her?
I think both.
Bringing out the best?
Yeah, he man. Yeah, he doing both. You can look. She looks different. She walks different.
I bet she's walking different.
The glow is there.
You're knocking all them implants loose.
She is, and you know what? That shows you, as men, it doesn't matter how much money you have. If you are not taking care of your woman, somebody else will.
The right way, yeah, of course. Somebody always willing to step in.
Yeah.
Okay, how the woman looks. There's always gonna be somebody in the waiting.
Yeah. So, men, as we leave y'all, take care of your women, man, because
somebody do it for you.
Yeah, they will. You be still like Kanye West, upset. You're upset.
Lip poked out, wonder what you did wrong.
Exactly.
No, wonder what she did wrong.
Yeah,
You know, you're the problem. Okay.
All right.
Let's be out, man.
We out.